My biological mother give me up for adoption at birth. 16 years later she want me back to her life because she can't have kids. I 16F was adopted as a baby. My biological mother was in her early 20s when she had me, but I don't know her exact age now. She wasn't ready to have a child and decided to give me up for adoption. My adoptive parents don't know anything about my biological father or any other details about my biological family. A month ago, my parents told me that my biological mother had reached out and asked if she could meet me. They said it was up to me to decide and I could meet her if I wanted to. Out of curiosity, I decided to meet her. I wanted to know why she gave me up, who my biological father is, and more about my background. She drove to my town and we met for coffee. She told me I could ask her anything and that she'd be honest. When I asked her why she gave me up, she said she was young and thought having a child would throw her life away. She went on to get married and became quite successful in her career as a scientist. I then asked her why she decided to look for me now. She said she always wondered what I'd be like and, now that she's settled in her life, she would love for us to have a relationship. She explained that she's struggled to conceive and has come to terms with the fact that I might be her only child. That really hurt my feelings. It seemed like she only remembered me because she couldn't have any more children. Would she have even reached out if she didn't have trouble conceiving? She said she would like it if I could visit her and her husband during breaks. I thanked her for reaching out and answering my questions, but I told her I wasn't really interested in having a relationship with her just because she couldn't have more kids. I said I understood her decision to give me up when she was very young, and I genuinely didn't blame her for it, but it had been 16 years. I don't need a relationship with her now, and I'm not really comfortable with it either. She looked sad but said she understood. She went back to her city but kept texting me, dropping hints that she wanted me to visit her. Yesterday, she sent me a picture of a room she decorated in pink. I don't even like pink, and said she was excited for when I come to visit. Clearly, she didn't get the hint, so I told her to please stop and that I wasn't going to visit. I kind of feel bad and guilty, but I don't want to keep forcing myself to talk to her or visit her. I don't want her to think I'm spiteful because she gave me up, but I just don't want a relationship with her and her husband. Update. I had a call with biological mother. She hadn't responded to my message asking her to stop and that I wouldn't be coming over, and she called me about an hour ago. She asked me to explain what makes me so uncomfortable about having a relationship with her and why I'm being so mean when she's just trying to bond with me. I told her what she said about wanting a relationship with me now because she can't have other kids makes me feel like I'm her last resort and she would have never reached out if she had kids. She said she's sorry for saying that, but I did ask her to be honest about why she looked for me, and she was just being honest. I said yes, I did, and thanks for your honesty, but that doesn't mean I have to be happy with your response. She said if I don't look at it as being her last resort, I can gain another mom and dad with her and her husband because they have love to give that they don't have other kids to give to. I could tell she was trying to make the situation sound better, but honestly, it was just making me feel worse. I said I don't want or need another mom or dad, and that she doesn't get to give me away when I was inconvenient. Then I think I'm going to welcome her into my life with open arms just because she wants to play the role of mother to someone. I told her she's literally a stranger, and it's bizarre that she wants to have a close relationship with me just because we're blood. I admit this was meaner than I intended it to be, and I did regret saying it, although it's 100% what I feel. I said in my post yesterday that I wasn't spiteful, but I probably am. I don't know why she can choose to pick her career over her child and then expect a mother-daughter relationship when other people have done all the work of raising me. Don't get me wrong, I don't believe giving me up for adoption was easy for her at all, it couldn't have been. But she made the choice to further her career instead of raising me. Clearly, that choice has been the best one for us both because she got the career she wanted and I grew up in an amazing family with the best parents I could have asked for. So I don't really resent the outcome, but I resent the audacity she has to think we can just magically develop a mother-daughter bond because of her desires and despite my own. I know a lot of you said to not burn this bridge because I might need her one day, and that may be true. My feelings on this might change, but I don't think there's going to be a time where I think she handled this correctly and had my well-being at heart. This entire thing has felt like it was just about her and not even the slightest bit about me and what she thinks I need or want. After I said what I said, she said fine and that she won't contact me again. I told her I'm sorry for being harsh, and I really don't want to be mean or cause her any hurt, but this is hard on me too. Lastly, I said thanks to her for placing me up for adoption because I have an amazing life and I wouldn't change it for anything. So that's it, and that bridge may be burned, my bad. As some of you suggested, I think I'll ask my parents to contact her for medical information and dad's side of the family in case I want to reach out. I know many people won't agree with what I did and how I went about it, but honestly, I feel good. I'm less anxious now that it feels like this chapter is closed. All I gained from her wanting to meet me was anxiety and uncertainty. I feel better now that I'm not wondering what's going to happen with her. If I end up wanting anything to do with her in the future, I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'm not worried. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Thank you to everyone for your advice, I really appreciate it. Second story. My boyfriend said he wishes I was still fat after losing weight and I'm so pissed. I 21F have been dating my boyfriend Adam, 28M, for almost 3 years now. I feel like some context is needed to accurately describe our situation. When I was 15, my older brother passed away in a car accident and it threw me into a depression where I became very overweight. He was my best friend and meant the world to me. Losing him led me into the worst years of my life. A few months after I turned 18 I met Adam. He was one of my friend's older brother and we hit it off. He's smart, charismatic, and I loved his sense of humor. Adam is also heavy, but he was so comfortable in his skin it really made me admire his confidence. I couldn't stand to even look at myself in a mirror, so this last year I buckled down and lost weight, a very significant amount, and now I'm even below my high school weight. I've never been this fit in my life and I feel so good about myself. My 21st birthday was this last Saturday and Adam and my friends had planned a party for me. Unfortunately, Adam had a family emergency, so he wasn't going to be around for my birthday. I was completely okay with this and reassured him that it was fine when I drove him to the airport. My friend Andrea recommended that we should instead go to a strip club, and I thought that was an amazing idea. I'd like to reiterate that it would have been a woman-only strip club. The next time I talked to Adam I told him about the change in plans and he was very adamant that he didn't want me to go. He said it wasn't that he didn't trust me, it's that he didn't trust my friends. I ended up dropping the subject to not cause him further stress, and we ended up just having the party they originally planned. Adam arrived today and I felt something was off. Something has been off since I lost weight. I kept badgering him until he finally opened up. We talked and he eventually told me that we don't even look like we belong together anymore. He brought up an instance where we were at the grocery store a week ago and a guy was asking me questions about watermelons in the fruit section. It was a casual conversation, but he referred to my boyfriend as my brother and I quickly corrected him. The guy apologized, said we looked similar and walked off. At the time my boyfriend laughed it off and didn't bring it up again. He then said something that pissed me off so bad. He said, "Sometimes I wish you were still big so no one else would want you." I lost all sympathy and quickly corrected him. I told him even when I was a big girl guys hit on me all the time, and just like I always do I told them I have a boyfriend that I love. He looked dumbfounded when I said this. Elle told him how fucked it was, that he wishes that I was back at the size where I was depressed and hated myself. He told me he misspoke and I'm blowing things out of proportion. We argued more and he ended up leaving to his brothers to give me space. I've been sitting here just pissing myself off about what he said. Did he really think I was that unattractive when I was bigger? If so, why did he date me? Did he think I was desperate to be with someone because I was so fat? I just need some third-party advice. Am I overreacting? Update. He came home today and we both agreed that we need to talk and get everything out in the open. He started off by apologizing for what he said, particularly the "sometimes I wish you were still big so no one else would want you" apart. I asked if he thought I was unattractive when I was bigger and he said no, but he doesn't understand why I'm dieting and exercising the way I am. Adam said I shouldn't have to cook 2 different meals and should just eat what he does, and me going to the gym 6 times a week is obsessive. I told him that it makes me happy bettering myself and he said that it has completely changed me. Adam went on to talk about how all I really care about is my looks now. He said he liked my hair how it used to be before I went to a stylist, he liked how I used to paint my own nails instead of getting them done, and how I used to never wear makeup instead of how I have to have some on now before I go out. Adam then said he knows I lost weight because I was unhappy with myself, but he was always happy with me and he doesn't understand why I have to keep trying to make myself hotter when I was already hot. We talked back and forth, but it felt like I was just doing everything wrong. Adam said that I don't ever want to do things he enjoys anymore, like play video games with him or binge watch movies, and he feels like I'm a different person. I have pushed him to go on walks with me or go to the gym in the past, but he's told me no, so I figured we just had our different hobbies. I feel bad because I see from his point I have changed and I may not be the girl he fell in love with. I told him I love him and he said he loves me too, but we need to separate for a bit and figure out if we're best for each other. I didn't argue, I just said okay and let him pack his things and leave. He's letting me stay in the apartment until I can move my stuff out. I've been crying my eyes out and everything feels like a blur. I don't know where to go from here and I feel like I ruined my first real relationship.